What up guys, Charlotte here again, and hello MGN channel. I hope you guys are doing well. But I'm going to be just covering another video. I'm just going to be going over some of the changes that I would change for Warlords of Draenor if I was going to be running it, and what Warlords did well, what I think they could have done better. I'm going to go over some of the stuff that I just got my notes here. So the first thing I got my notes is basically the leveling was goddamn amazing, really. They, should have really taken that, and they should have really learned from that and say, okay, so these are things we did right with leveling, and those kind of ideas. Some of the stuff with the Garrison, like the Gladiator Sanctum, like the Nemesis quest, like the kind of big brawl arena kind of free-for-all, who is the strongest will win, or who is the most skilled, or whatever. Was really good concepts. They just weren't necessarily executed correctly. The first concept of Garrison was a good idea, but I think in reality it didn't really change out to be like that, just because of how tedious and boring the content actually became. I mean, some of the things they could have done, especially with missions, say for example your followers go out on a mission, and then only 2 of them come back, and you have a little dialogue with your followers. So that has to be cinematic dialogue, could just be like in chat dialogue or what have you, where basically they're like, oh, such and such a follower has died or has been injured or whatever, and you and those other 2 followers have to go out and get that other follower back from wherever the mission was sending them, whatever mission it was, and then you have to bring them back to, say, like a hospital or an infirmary or something like that, where your follower will be out of action for a period of time, where they are going to be healed up and they're going to be helped, and things like that. And you can check in with their followers. You can go, you can cook them food. You can bandage them yourself and things like that, because it will just give more content to do. And let me just quickly, nope, okay, cool, we do have music, that's cool. But yeah, basically, and then also you could have like captured followers, where they're like captured by whatever tribe or whatever it is they had to go and do the mission in, so that would be why they were they were being captured, so you have to go in and rescue them, and you get certain rewards, certain tokens that would be able to redeem, like pets, transmog items, special looking enchants. Maybe you gain more followers because half of the tribe see who you are and want to come to your cause, or you gain gold or some form of currency like that for going and saving your followers. Some of them would be harder areas, so you would need groups of them and things like that. I mean, the whole idea of the kind of content, I believe, was kind of very, very front heavy on the expansion itself, because it was just like, bam, level 1 Garrison, bam, level 2 Garrison, bam, level 3 Garrison, bam, straight away, do this, there's loads to do, and then it was kind of like, you didn't really get anything at all in that way. It was just kind of like, because then you've done it all. So like, if I was Blizzard and I kind of sat down and said, okay, so we got released soon, this is the content that we know is going to be ready, and we know that it's going to be there, and so how are we going to structure the content releasing, so there isn't large amount of spaces, which will normally and did result in 3 million people unsubscribing to the game. Because having big gaps between content, it's fine for a free-to-play game, but not really one you pay every month to complete. So basically what you get there is people come back for a month, subscribe, play all the content for that patch in that month, or maybe 2 months, or something, or maybe possibly even 3, and then they would quit and go to other games, try other games until a new patch came out, or a new expansion came out, and then they would go, oh, try the new content, see what it's like, so on, and things like that. So I mean, if I was thinking for the longevity of the game, to keep people subscribing and can keep the customers bringing in the money. That is what Blizzard's intention is from this game anyway. So you've got level 1 Garrison on 6.0. Then you have that caps off your followers item level that you can get, which won't be higher than, say, at that point it was Hymer, which was the best raid. It's just below the eye level you can get from Hymer if you're a raider. So raiders don't get this kind of followers are getting me more gear than you know, like my heroic followers are getting me heroic gear when I'm still stuck on normal in actual gear progression and things like that. And it would just be like, why would the followers who don't really do anything minus you sit and wait for them kind of give you better gear than you doing the raid yourself? It doesn't make much sense. Then you could have quest chains that make you have to level up your garrison for each. On my notes here I basically got saying level 1 garrison from 6.0, level 2 from 6.1, level 3 6.2, and 6.3 if that patch happens, then shipyards and so on, and so on, and having these quest chains that would kind of broaden out why you're a commander, why you are this kind of, why you have this garrison, why this is your home, why the followers are still following you, why you earn a certain number or you gain all these resources or whatever, and you have to go and collect these things, and random attacks happen while you're away, people get hurt, people get injured, parts of your walls break, so on, things like that. Just things to add a little bit more variety to the actual game itself. That's kind of really everything on the garrisons themselves. I mean, there's always going to be stuff to talk about when it comes to garrisons and the kind of whole idea that there was no major cities minus like a little, not really a shanty town, but kind of an area around Ashran that was basically like, yeah, okay, this is something we knocked up really quickly. That we were going to have as part of Ashran anyway, but I'll leave the kind of Ashran talks to the Ashran video, which will hopefully be up either before or after this. But I'm going to quickly go over some PvP balancing that happened and what Blizzard could have done to and should and could do in the future to actually make PvP balancing a little bit easier and a little bit better as a balance. Firstly, obviously you need to balance the classes as well as you can with numbers, how much damage they do, how much each ability does in comparison to every other ability, so on and things like that. But if you are going to orientate your game towards PvE, which is what WoW still is at the moment, then it's quite simple. Just make changes to classes that need it in PvE, but they only apply to non-player targets. So yeah, okay, then you'll have people complain about, oh, you killed my Stampede in one shot, blah, 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 blah. But then that's, you know, I'd prefer that over what we have right now, which is Feral Druids have been buffed bleed damage, and they can now 3-hit me in an opener, for example, and things like that. And if Blizzard don't know what they need to change about a certain class, then talk to the rank 1s, invite the rank 1s to have a conversation with Blizzard. Because the rank 1s or the gladiators or in PvP are the people who are going to be up at that high level. They understand every single class very well, and their own class to an extent which people down at the 1000, 1400, 1500, 1700, 1000, even 2k brackets are not going to understand as well. So if there needs to be a class change, that is just because the game is imbalanced. It isn't going to be the player skill is using it wrong or doing something wrong, or they need to change something that they're doing wrong, and it's something Blizzard needs to change in the class. Then the rank 1s are going to know about it, and the rank 1s would be probably happy, I assume, to tell Blizzard what they need to change, and then Blizzard could take that into account when it comes to class changes. But that's just, you know, my concept on how I thought Warlords would go. I would love to hear what you guys thought in the comment section down below. Also, if you did enjoy this kind of guide and video, and you want to see more WoW videos and more gaming videos in general, then make sure to check out my personal channel. That will be linked in the description below. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Remember to hit that like and that follow, it helps out a lot. And I will see you guys next time. Farewell.